Nobody in Port Halcyon talked about the sea after midnight. They used to years ago, back when the docks stayed alive until dawn and the city still believed it had a future. Men played cards in rusted loading sheds. Women sat on folding chairs outside fish stalls, laughing over cheap coffee while the trawlers dragged in silver catches under floodlights. Cargo horns rolled through the harbor like church bells. The whole coast moved with the rhythm of engines, gulls, diesel, and salt. Then the disappearances started. At first it was easy to pretend they were unrelated. A weather buoy vanishing without a storm. 2 trawlers losing contact in the same sector on calm water. An oil platform reporting a pressure anomaly deep below the seabed, then abruptly going dark. People blamed currents, smugglers, bad maintenance, anything that could be explained on paper. Port Halcyon was a city built on denial. Denial kept mortgages paid. Denial kept businesses open. Denial kept men going out into the water even after they stopped believing the sea was only water. The first time Lena Voss heard the sound, she was 13 years old and standing barefoot on the roof of her father's bait shop. It was not a roar. That was the mistake outsiders always made later, when news crews and military officials and frightened politicians began trying to describe it. Roars belonged to lions and engines and thunder. This was something else, something low and impossibly deep, as if the earth itself had drawn a breath beneath the ocean floor and held it there just long enough for the city to listen. The windows below her had rattled. The harbor lights had flickered, and every dog in the neighborhood had gone silent at exactly the same moment. Her father came up the ladder seconds later, pale as frost, and pulled her down so hard her heels split on corrugated metal. He didn't explain. He didn't need to. He locked every door in the shop, turned off every light, and sat in the dark with a shotgun on his lap until sunrise, staring toward the black line of the sea. The next morning, 3 boats failed to return. Port Halcyon buried the story. That was what the city did best. By the time Lena was 32, the harbor had thinned into a skeleton of itself. Half the warehouses were abandoned. The fish market smelled more like rust than blood. The old shipyard cranes stood over the water like dead giants. What survived did so quietly. The people who stayed learned not to ask questions with answers they could not afford. Lena stayed because she had nowhere else to go. Her father was dead now, gone in the slow and ordinary way that had seemed almost merciful compared to how so many others in the city had disappeared. The bait shop became hers, though shop made it sound healthier than it was. It was a tired building with warped floorboards, cracked windows patched with plastic, and a hand-painted sign that had faded so badly most tourists assumed it was abandoned. She sold hooks, lines, bait buckets, lantern batteries, instant coffee, and sometimes cigarettes to men who could not look at the sea without needing something to steady their hands. She also listened. That had become her real trade. Captains told lies in public, but when they came in alone for hooks or kerosene, the truth leaked out around the edges. They spoke of nets torn clean through as if sliced by steel, of dead zones where sonar went blank, of cold patches in the water that moved against the current, of seeing impossible shadows pacing their boats just below the surface, long enough to be noticed but never long enough to be proven, and always eventually of the sound. Low, deep, not heard through the ears as much as through the bones. Lena wrote everything down in a notebook she kept beneath the counter in a metal cash box. Dates, coordinates, names, weather, tidal charts, times of day, phases of the moon. She did not know why she started. Maybe because writing made the fear look smaller. Maybe because part of her still remembered being 13 years old on a roof under a shivering sky, hearing something ancient move under the world. Or maybe because she knew, with the cold certainty of someone who had lived too long beside a lie, that the city was heading towards something it had no language for. On the morning everything began to break open, the harbor looked almost beautiful. The sunrise spread across the water in bruised shades of orange and copper. Gulls wheeled lazily above the piers. For a brief moment, the city carried the illusion of normalcy so perfectly that even Lena almost believed it. She was unlocking the bait shop when she saw the first military truck. Then another. Then 6 more, black and unmarked, rolling down Harbor Road with no sirens and no insignia beyond a coded serial stamped near each door. Behind them came flatbeds carrying sealed containers and portable radar towers. Men in dark uniforms spilled out before the engines even died, moving with the clipped, practiced speed of people who expected panic and had no intention of joining it. Lena watched from the doorway, keys still in hand. People emerged all along the street. Dockworkers, shopkeepers, kids with school bags hanging off one shoulder. Everyone wore the same expression, the one Port Halcyon had perfected over generations. Not curiosity, but dread disguised as skepticism. A woman from the liquor store crossed herself. An old net mender spat into the gutter and went back inside. Nobody asked what the military was doing there. The better question was why it had taken them this long. A black SUV pulled in behind the convoy. The woman who stepped out of it did not belong to the coast. Lena could tell instantly. She had the polished stillness of someone trained not to react visibly. Her dark coat was too expensive for harbor wind, her boots too clean for dock mud, her hair bound back, so tightly it looked like discipline made visible. She paused only once, lifting her eyes to the water as if listening to something no one else could hear. A man in uniform approached her with a tablet. She barely glanced at it. Then her gaze moved and landed on Lena. Only for a second, but it was enough to make Lena feel, irrationally and completely, as if the woman already knew her. The stranger crossed the street without hurry. "Lena Voss," she said when she reached the shop door. It was not a question. Lena leaned against the frame. "Depends who's asking." The woman studied her. "Dr. Mara Soren, Department of Marine Seismic Research." Lena looked past her at the soldiers unloading equipment. "You don't look like a professor." "I'm not here as a professor." "No kidding." For the first time, Mara Soren showed the smallest sign of strain. It wasn't fear exactly. More like the exhaustion of carrying knowledge that had stopped feeling theoretical. "We need access to anyone still working local waters," she said. "Your name came up repeatedly. That sounds bad for both of us. You've been keeping records." Lena's hand tightened around the keys. She said nothing. Mara glanced toward the sea. "You're not the only person who noticed the pattern." That was the moment Lena understood this was no routine operation. Not a drill, not an inspection, not another bureaucratic performance staged to calm a population already too tired to panic properly. Whatever the government had denied for years had finally grown too large to deny. And it had come here. "Come inside," Lena said. The shop smelled of salt, stale coffee, and freezer coolant. Mara stood near the counter while Lena locked the door behind them. Through the front windows, the military continued setting up along the harbor. Radar dishes rose on hydraulic arms. Portable floodlights were wheeled toward the pier. Crates marked with hazard labels were carried toward the old ferry terminal. Lena pulled the metal cash box from beneath the counter, unlocked it, and set 3 notebooks in front of Mara. The woman opened the first one carefully. Page after page of dates, coordinates, missing vessels, testimonies, sketches of shadows, notes about water temperatures and tidal shifts. Mara turned faster as she realized the depth of it. "This is 15 years. Closer to 19. You started as a teenager? My father heard it before I did." Lena folded her arms. "He taught me that people survive by paying attention." Mara stopped on a page where Lena had drawn concentric circles around a cluster of disappearances. "These incidents all happened near Black Tide Trench." Lena gave a humorless smile. "You say that like you've been there." Mara looked up. For the first time, her composure slipped. "We sent 3 unmanned deep survey vehicles into the trench 8 months ago," she said. "Only 1 transmitted data back. 17 seconds of it." Lena waited. Mara hesitated, then reached into her coat and placed a small black drive on the counter. "We recovered audio." Lena stared at it. "No, you need to hear it." "I really don't." "You do if you want to understand what's coming." "Understand what's coming." Not what had happened. What was coming? Lena took the drive with fingers that suddenly felt colder than the harbor wind. There was an old laptop beneath the register. It took too long to boot. Too long to reach the desktop. Too long to recognize the drive. By the time the file opened, Lena could feel her pulse in her throat. Static crackled through the shop speakers. Then came the sound. Not a roar. Not thunder. A depthless vibration that seemed to bend the air around it. The cups hanging behind the counter trembled. A jar of hooks rattled. The light above the bait fridge buzzed in sympathetic fear. And beneath that impossible sound came another layer. Movement. Mass scraping against stone. Something vast forcing itself through the dark. The recording ended with a shriek of torn metal and dead silence. Lena shut the laptop so hard the screen cracked at one corner. Neither woman spoke for several seconds. Finally, Lena asked very quietly, "How big?" Mara took longer to answer than Lena liked. "Based on displacement estimates?" "Yes." Mara's eyes drifted to the window, to the harbor, to the city beyond it. Big enough that if it surfaces in the bay, she said, Port Halcyon stops existing. The words sat in the room like a chemical leak. Lena looked outside again. The military suddenly made perfect sense. Not in a comforting way. In the way a coffin makes sense once you know who died. Then why set up here? She asked. Why not evacuate? Mara's expression hardened into something colder than fear. Because they don't think it's moving toward the city. Lena laughed once, short and sharp. You say that like you disagree. I think it's not moving at all. That landed even harder. What does that mean? It means, Mara said, whatever is in Black Tide Trench may have been there for a very long time. And something we did. She stopped. What something? Mara's jaw tightened. We may have woken it. Outside, a horn blared from the pier. Not a ship's horn. A warning signal. Mara turned instantly, every nerve in her body lighting up at once. Lena was already at the window. Out in the harbor, 3 patrol boats that had been idling near the old breakwater were now pivoting in unison. Men on deck pointed down toward the water. One of the portable radar towers began rotating faster, its motor whining. On the pier, soldiers ran toward hard cases and barricades. Civilians on Harbor Road froze in place, sensing before understanding. Then the sea changed color. It happened in a patch first, maybe 200 meters wide, directly beyond the breakwater. Blue turned black. Not dark blue. Not shadow. Black. Thick and glossy, as if oil had risen from the deep. The surface began to bubble in concentric rings. Lena's mouth went dry. Every gull in the harbor vanished at once. One of the patrol boats fired a flare. It arced through the morning light and burst over the black water in a red halo. For a heartbeat, everything held. Then something moved beneath the surface. Not up. Across. A shape longer than the patrol boat itself slid under it, lifting the vessel on one side before disappearing again. Men screamed. The boat listed hard. Its engine revved uselessly. And then the water opened. No warning. No gradual emergence. 1 second there was sea. The next, something immense drove upward in a geyser of black foam and shattered sunlight. Lena did not understand what she was seeing. Her mind kept rejecting it, breaking it into impossible pieces. A ridge of armored hide. Waterfall sheets pouring off jagged spines. A head too broad and ancient to belong to anything born in the current age of the world. Eyes like submerged furnaces opening beneath layers of scarred bone. The patrol boat was gone. It hadn't sunk. It had ceased. The thing dropped back under with a force that sent a wall of water crashing over the breakwater and halfway up the pier. Screams erupted across Harbor Road. Car alarms blared. Soldiers shouted evacuation orders no one could hear over the chaos. Mara was already moving toward the door. We need to get to the command post. Lena grabbed her arm. Get to? Are you insane? We need to get out. Mara turned back, and for the first time Lena saw naked urgency in her face. If that was only a surface check, it hasn't committed yet. The command post has the only live seismic feed. You think I care about data right now? You will if the next thing it does is come ashore. Another horn blasted. Then another. Through the front windows, people were running in all directions. A mother dragged 2 children toward an alley. A dock worker slipped on wet asphalt and vanished under the stampede before anyone helped him. A soldier on the pier fired 2 rounds into the air, trying to impose shape on panic. It lasted exactly as long as it took for the sea to rise. The entire bay bulged. There was no other word for it. The water lifted in a smooth, monstrous swell from below, as if an island were rising beneath the harbor. Boats broke their moorings. The old ferry terminal groaned. Pilings snapped like matchsticks. And then Port Halcyon saw it. Not all of it. Not nearly all of it. Just enough. A back like a moving cliff. Rows of serrated dorsal plates breaching in a line that kept going and going until the mine surrendered. Water exploded around a body so vast that scale itself became useless. The harbor cranes looked small by comparison. Small, against something alive. Every human sound vanished. The city forgot how to breathe. Then the monster turned. Its head rose above the breakwater, above the patrol boats, above the floodlights and radar towers and panicked men with rifles that had become absurd in an instant. Water streamed from its jaws and curtains. Its skin looked less like flesh than like a coastline made animate. The eyes swept the harbor once, not with blind rage, but with the slow and terrible precision of an intelligence measuring a room before deciding who dies first. Lena heard herself whisper, "Oh God, Mara answered in a voice empty of all illusion. "No," she said. "Not that kind." The monster opened its mouth. Light moved inside its throat. Not fire. Something colder. Stranger. A white-blue radiance gathering from deep within its chest, pulsing up through transparent seams beneath armored scales. The dorsal plates along its back began to glow, one after another, racing in a chain reaction from tail to skull. Mara went white. Down! Lena barely had time to drop before the world became light. The beam tore across the harbor in a horizontal line, so bright the windows flashed opaque. It hit the pier first. Concrete erupted. Steel warped. Men vanished inside a bloom of steam and blue-white fire. The command post detonated in a shower of debris. One radar tower folded like wet paper. The old ferry terminal split in half and collapsed into boiling water. The shockwave blasted in through the bait shop windows. Glass exploded inward. Lena hit the floor hard, ears ringing, face stung by shards. Freezers toppled. Shelves vomited tackle boxes. Somewhere behind her, the old cash register smashed open on impact. When the noise finally dropped low enough for the world to return, Port Halcyon was on fire. Black smoke rolled over Harbor Road. Sirens wailed from 3 directions at once. The pier was gone, replaced by a field of steam and burning wreckage. The monster had moved again, deeper into the harbor now, its bulk displacing waves that smashed storefronts and tossed boats onto the street like toys. Mara was already on her feet, coughing blood from a cut at her lip. Lena pushed herself up among broken glass. "Your command post is gone." "I noticed." "What now?" Mara stared out through the ruined window at the giant shape turning between the burning warehouses. Her face had changed. Not into panic, into calculation sharpened by terror. "Now," she said, "we find out why it came here." Lena looked at her as if she were insane. The monster slammed into a fuel depot 2 blocks away. Flames mushroomed into the sky. People ran screaming through burning rain. And Mara Soren, with blood on her mouth and firelight in her eyes, spoke about understanding motive. Lena should have walked away from her right then. She should have run inland with everyone else, climbed into a car, and driven until the ocean became somebody else's problem. Instead, she grabbed her father's old notebook from the shattered counter and said, "Then you better start talking fast." That was the beginning. Not of the attack, not of the panic, not even of the war that would follow. It was the beginning of the truth. And in Port Halcyon, truth was always more dangerous than the monster. The city didn't collapse all at once. It unraveled, piece by piece, sound by sound, street by street. Lena had never heard silence like that before. Not the absence of noise, but the kind of silence that comes after something too loud, when the world hasn't caught up with what just happened. Her ears rang. Her hands shook. The air itself felt wrong, thick, heated, metallic. Outside, Port Halcyon was no longer a city. It was something breaking. "Move." Mara's voice cut through everything. Sharp. Controlled. Too controlled. Lena turned. Mara was already grabbing a small case from the floor. The black drive, the laptop, fragments of whatever data had survived. "You still want answers?" Mara said. Lena stared at her like she was insane. Another explosion thundered somewhere down Harbor Road. A truck flipped. People screamed. The monster shifted again, not fully visible, but its presence warped the entire skyline. Buildings shook just from it moving. "That thing just erased half the harbor." Lena snapped. "And it's not done," Mara replied. "That landed harder than anything else." "Not done." The ground trembled again. A slow, rolling vibration. Not from destruction. From movement. Deliberate. Mara grabbed Lena's arm. If it wanted to wipe the city instantly, it would have. That beam, another pulse of distant light flashed between buildings, was controlled. Lena pulled her arm free. Controlled? Controlled. Yes. Mara's eyes locked onto hers. Cold. Certain. It's not attacking randomly. That was worse. Much worse. Another shockwave rolled through the street. Windows shattered further down the block. A streetlight snapped and crashed into a parked car. The creature had shifted again, deeper inland now. Closer. Lena swallowed. Then what is it doing? Mara didn't answer immediately. She looked past Lena, toward the direction of the destroyed command post, toward the burning pier, toward the sea. It's searching. The word didn't make sense. Not in this context. Not in this reality. Searching for what? Lena asked. Mara's voice dropped. For something we took. Before Lena could respond, a deafening metallic scream tore through the air. Both women turned. A cargo ship, one of the last anchored vessels in the bay, was rising. Not sailing, not drifting, rising. Something beneath it lifted. Slow, effortless. The hull bent like paper. Steel groaned. The ship tilted, and then flipped. Water crashed into the docks. Flames hissed. Debris rained down across the street. Lena staggered back. No! The monster surfaced again. Closer this time. Much closer. Now there was no mistaking it. No denial left. No distance to soften the scale. It towered. Not like an animal. Not like anything that belonged to the world Lena understood. Its head rose above the buildings now. Water streamed from its jaws. Its eyes scanned the city again. Not wild, not confused. Focused. Aware. Lena felt it before she understood it. That sensation. That impossible weight pressing down on her chest. It wasn't just looking. It was choosing. Get down, Mara whispered. Too late. The creature's head shifted. Slightly. Precisely. Toward them. Lena froze. Her body refused to move. Her brain refused to process what her eyes were seeing. No, she breathed. The glowing began again, deep within its chest, spreading upward, lighting its throat, its spine, the dorsal plates igniting one by one like a chain reaction of something ancient and wrong. Mara moved first. She tackled Lena to the ground. The beam tore across the street. The shop next to them vanished. Not exploded. Not collapsed. Erased. Heat washed over them like a living thing. The asphalt melted. Cars ignited. The air screamed. Then, silence again. When Lena opened her eyes, the world had changed. Again, half the street was gone. Just gone. Replaced by a scorched trench glowing with residual heat. Her breath came fast. Shallow. Uncontrolled. It saw us. Mara pushed herself up slowly. No. Lena looked at her. Mara was already analyzing. Already thinking. Even now. It didn't fire directly at us, Mara said. It swept. Lena blinked, trying to understand. It's not targeting individuals, Mara continued. It's clearing space. The words hit hard. Clearing space. For what? The ground shook again. Stronger this time. Closer. The monster moved forward. One step, then another. Each movement sent shockwaves through the city. Buildings cracked. Cars lifted slightly off the ground. The very air seemed to bend around it. And then, it stopped, right at the center of Harbor District. Its head lowered. The glow faded. And for the first time since it appeared, it went still. Completely still. The fires continued to burn. People continued to run. Sirens screamed in the distance. But the creature did not move. It was listening. Mara's expression changed again. This time, not fear, not urgency, realization. Oh no, she whispered. Lena felt it too. Not understanding, but knowing. Something else was coming. The ground beneath them shifted. Not from above, from below. A deep vibration, different from the monster's movement. Older. The street cracked. A line, running straight toward the creature. Lena stepped back. What is that? Mara didn't look away. Her voice dropped to a whisper. It wasn't alone. The ground split open, and from beneath the city, something answered. Fire. The ground did not simply crack. It resisted first, like something beneath the city had been holding it together, and finally let go. The split in the street spread fast. Concrete tore apart in jagged lines, racing outward like lightning trapped beneath the surface. Cars tilted, then dropped as the earth beneath them hollowed out. A fire hydrant burst sideways, spraying water that turned instantly to steam as it hit the heat of the ruined street. Lena stumbled backward. No, no, no. The vibration grew stronger. Not chaotic. Rhythmic. Boom. Pause. Boom. Pause. Like a heartbeat. Mara didn't move. Didn't blink. Her eyes were locked on the fracture as if she had been expecting it. Just not this soon. It's responding, she said. To what? Lena shouted. Mara didn't answer. Because she didn't need to. The monster did. The creature in the harbor shifted. Its massive head tilted downward. Not toward the city. Not toward the fleeing people. Toward the ground. The glow returned. But this time, it didn't fire. It held. Contained. Waiting. Lena felt her stomach drop. It knows. Mara's voice came low. Yes. The crack widened. The asphalt collapsed inward, and then exploded outward. Something rose. Not like the first. Not massive in the same way. But worse. Because this one was fast. A long, armored shape surged out of the ground in a violent burst of debris and steam. Segmented. Flexible. Its body twisted through the air like something that had never belonged to gravity. Metal pipes snapped. Concrete shattered. It landed hard and moved instantly. Lena barely had time to register what she was seeing. A creature, but not ancient like the one in the harbor. Not natural. This one looked built. Its surface wasn't stone or scale. It was layered, structured, almost engineered. Its eyes flickered. Not glowing. Processing. "What is that?" Lena whispered. Mara's face went pale. "That," she said slowly, "is our fault." The second creature moved again. Fast. Too fast. It darted across the broken street, circling, scanning, its movements sharp and calculated. It didn't roar. Didn't announce itself. It analyzed. And then, it looked up, directly at the giant in the harbor. For a moment, everything stopped. Two forces. Two intelligences. Two entirely different origins. Facing each other. The air between them felt like it might tear open. Lena's chest tightened. "What did you do?" Mara didn't look at her. "Black Tide wasn't just a trench," she said. "It was a containment zone." Lena's breath caught. "For what?" Mara swallowed. "For something we found long before it woke up." The second creature shifted its stance. Lower. More aggressive. "It was never supposed to come out," Mara continued. "We built it to study the signal." "The sound," Lena whispered. Mara nodded. "We couldn't reach the source," she said. "So we built something that could." Lena stared at the creature now circling in the broken street. "You built that." "We didn't build the whole thing," Mara said. "Just modified what we found." "That was worse. Much worse." The harbor monster moved. Slow. Massive. Unstoppable. The second creature reacted instantly. Its body shifted. Adapted. It lunged. The distance between them collapsed in seconds. The impact shook the entire district. The smaller creature struck first. Climbing, twisting, using speed against mass. But the larger one responded with something far more terrifying. Precision. It didn't thrash. Didn't panic. It caught the smaller one mid-motion. Held it. For just 1 second. Long enough. The glow surged again. "Move!" Mara shouted. The beam fired. Not across the city this time. Downward. Direct. The second creature screamed. Not in pain, but in distortion. Its body flickered. Glitched. Like something that didn't fully belong in this world. Then it broke free. Retreated. Fast. Back into the fractured street. Gone beneath the city. Silence. The harbor monster stood still again. Watching. Waiting. Lena's legs gave out. She dropped to her knees. Her hands shook uncontrollably. "You made that thing fight it." Mara didn't respond. Because she was staring at something else. The ground. The crack hadn't closed. It had spread. And now, it wasn't just one. More fractures appeared. Further down the street. Across buildings. Through intersections. Like something beneath the city. Was moving. More than one. Mara whispered. "No, no, no." Lena looked at her. "What?" Mara finally turned. Her voice broke for the first time. "We didn't build one." The ground shook again. Stronger. Wider. Closer. And beneath Port Halcyon. Something multiplied. Something learning. Something adapting. The war had just begun. The ground did not simply crack. It resisted first. Like something beneath the city had been holding it together. And finally let go. The split in the street spread fast. Concrete tore apart in jagged lines, racing outward like lightning trapped beneath the surface. Cars tilted, then dropped as the earth beneath them hollowed out. A fire hydrant burst sideways, spraying water that turned instantly to steam as it hit the heat of the ruined street. Lena stumbled backward. "No, no, no." The vibration grew stronger. Not chaotic. Rhythmic. Boom. Pause. Boom. Pause. Like a heartbeat. Mara didn't move. Didn't blink. Her eyes were locked on the fracture as if she had been expecting it. Just not this soon. "It's responding," she said. "To what?" Lena shouted. Mara didn't answer. Because she didn't need to. The monster did. The creature in the harbor shifted. Its massive head tilted downward. Not toward the city. Not toward the fleeing people. Toward the ground. The glow returned. But this time, it didn't fire. It held, contained, waiting. Lena felt her stomach drop. It knows. Mara's voice came low. Yes. The crack widened. The asphalt collapsed inward, and then exploded outward. Something rose. Not like the first. Not massive in the same way. But worse. Because this one was fast. A long, armored shape surged out of the ground in a violent burst of debris and steam. Segmented. Flexible. Its body twisted through the air like something that had never belonged to gravity. Metal pipes snapped. Concrete shattered. It landed hard and moved instantly. Lena barely had time to register what she was seeing. A creature, but not ancient like the one in the harbor. Not natural. This one looked built. Its surface wasn't stone or scale. It was layered, structured, almost engineered. Its eyes flickered. Not glowing. Processing. What is that? Lena whispered. Mara's face went pale. That, she said slowly, is our fault. The second creature moved again. Fast. Too fast. It darted across the broken street, circling, scanning, its movements sharp and calculated. It didn't roar, didn't announce itself. It analyzed. And then, it looked up, directly at the giant in the harbor. For a moment, everything stopped. Two forces, two intelligences, two entirely different origins, facing each other. The air between them felt like it might tear open. Lena's chest tightened. What did you do? Mara didn't look at her. Black Tide wasn't just a trench, she said. It was a containment zone. Lena's breath caught. For what? Mara swallowed. For something we found long before it woke up. The second creature shifted its stance. Lower, more aggressive. It was never supposed to come out, Mara continued. We built it to study the signal. The sound, Lena whispered. Mara nodded. We couldn't reach the source, she said. So we built something that could. Lena stared at the creature now circling in the broken street. You built that. We didn't build the whole thing, Mara said. Just modified what we found. That was worse. Much worse. The harbor monster moved. Slow. Massive. Unstoppable. The second creature reacted instantly. Its body shifted. Adapted. It lunged. The distance between them collapsed in seconds. The impact shook the entire district. The smaller creature struck first, climbing, twisting, using speed against mass. But the larger one responded with something far more terrifying. Precision. It didn't thrash. It didn't panic. It caught the smaller one mid-motion. Held it. For just 1 second. Long enough. The glow surged again. Move. Mara shouted. The beam fired. Not across the city this time. Downward. Direct. The second creature screamed. Not in pain, but in distortion. Its body flickered. Glitched. Like something that didn't fully belong in this world. Then it broke free. Retreated. Fast. Back into the fractured street. Gone beneath the city. Silence. The harbor monster stood still again. Watching. Waiting. Lena's legs gave out. She dropped to her knees. Her hands shook uncontrollably. You made that thing fight it. Mara didn't respond. Because she was staring at something else. The ground. The crack hadn't closed. It had spread. And now, it wasn't just one. More fractures appeared. Further down the street. Across buildings. Through intersections. Like something beneath the city. Was moving. More than one. Mara whispered. No, no, no. Lena looked at her. What? Mara finally turned. Her voice broke for the first time. We didn't build one. The ground shook again. Stronger. Wider. Closer. And beneath Port Halcyon, something multiplied. Something learning. Something adapting. The war had just begun.